Welcome to Animal Control Issues. I'm your host, Emmanuel Maceo.
And I'm Cheryl Jackson.
And today we'll find out why having reptiles may not be the best pet for your house.
We responded to a call from a nice lady whose son left behind a nice big snake in her house that she could not care for. So she gave us a call and asked us if we could help her out.
So when we arrived at the house, Officer Jackson had called me and said she was going to need some assistance. Supposedly the snake was between 6 to 8 feet, maybe a little bigger. So when we arrived, we brought in a pretty big crate and found out that the snake hadn't eaten in a while. There was no water in the cage, so that made things a little complicated because now you got a snake that hasn't been fed, hasn't had water, and reptiles really do need some water to survive more than food. So we were able to, at first it striked out at us, and we were able to contain it. And I was hoping it just went in the cage by itself, and nope, we had to go in there and handle it. So Officer Jackson was like, me, that's all you. I do not deal with snakes. So I went in there and grabbed the snake and by the head. Once I had control of the head, it was easy. We do work with a rescue organization that deals with reptiles, Mala Isaac from New England Reptile and Bird of Prey. So we gave her a call and she'll be taking the snake. Like I said, we have a great relationship with Mala Isaac, who is our rescue when it comes to reptiles. We call her for information, anything we need. She's always there for us. Mala?
All right, so I've come to pick up another snake, which is not a problem because this is what I use for education. So I don't mind taking them in, but this turns out to be a Columbian Boa Constrictor. And I will explain that when I look at the snake.
I am so glad you said that, Marla. You have no idea.
You know what? I've been dealing with snakes all my life, all species.
Want us to put up here?
Probably more than most people. Just put it up there for a minute. It's going to a shed. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
It's going to a shed. It's not quite out of a shed. Grab it. I can tell you what sex it is, too.
Oh, good, because I don't have any probes or anything.
Yeah. You don't need a probe on a big snake. That's a female.
Shelly, you want to grab that?
Which is good, because I've actually got other big female. So I have them this size. It's a nice snake. What do you say it's mean? Who said it was mean?
Well,
because it
it did struck out at us.
Why did it strike it?
Well, supposedly hadn't eaten and stuff. I was trying to grab it out of its
Well, I can
cage.
tell you the snake is testy. I can tell that.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad. I've seen worse. I've seen worse when I grab the snake and the mouth is wide
That's
open
what I
and
thought
trying
so,
to
too.
twist back onto my wrist.
Because after she calmed
Okay.
down. So
But
that
all
was,
this is from wrestling with it because it's going through a shed. It's damaged the skin a little bit, but it's minor. It will clear up. I'll put some silver cream on it, and it will.
she had a shed earlier. She had a big shedding.
See the teeth on this animal? Did you see that? That's why I don't recommend small children around a snake like this. This ever got you in the face? Boy, put your eye out. And those teeth right there. They're notoriously, they love birds. I feed them dead chickens.
So even the owner thought he had a Burmese, and
Who sold it to him as a?
he's had it for 7 to 8 years.
He raised it up as a
Yeah,
Burmese python,
yeah.
and this is a Columbian Boa Constrictor, which is one of the common boas. And it will grow another 5 or 6 feet. It's a nice animal. It's a very nice. It's in good shape. I'm going to tell you, it's in good shape. So, I love my boas. I used to breed boas all the time. They're gorgeous animals. Yeah, they're beautiful.
It's huge. So he should be eating chickens, not rats.
When I feed them dead chickens, I cut the wings off because the wings,
Yeah.
the quills of the feathers can cause a blockage of the intestines sometimes and cause a death. So I always just pluck and cut the wings off. You don't need those wings.
Yeah.
And that's it. Cut the feet off, and that's it. The chickens come frozen and dead anyway.
Yeah.
So, chickens are better than mammals for these bigger snakes. I've been doing this all my life. This is just old hat, especially with vicious snakes. I've had snakes bigger than this. Grab it, the mouth comes open, it comes after me, and the rest of the body's wrapped around my body. And I'm asking for help from the people that are in the room, and they're on the other side of the room, and I'm all wrapped up on the floor.
I would be there, Manny, if he was strangling you. Okay, I would be there.
Well, you never let something
But
like
if you
were
would have
filming
taken
it.
on and pull him out, yeah, I was filming you. I was waiting for him to get you.
The danger of this is letting this animal get around your head,
Yeah.
you know, or
That's
your
what she
face.
was just saying.
Yeah, limbs you can get out of, legs you can get out of, but not up here.
Yeah.
You know, that is the danger on this. So it's a gorgeous animal. It's really, really, you know, I love my boas. I love my boas and anacondas.
Now, how big is your largest anaconda right now?
Passed away, so all the big snakes are gone. They were all 40, 50 years old.
How long were they? What was your longest one?
Probably the longest. Holly died 5 years ago, and we stretched her dead body out in the backyard, and the picture they took was not good because I cried. 29 feet, almost 30. And she lost half her body weight, so her body went to Amherst for the skeleton and the skin. So they're going to mount her, the whole skeleton, which is pretty cool. That's a big retic. Big retic. She was scary, but she was friendly.
Yeah.
She had a head like a telephone.
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
she ate 30-pound lambs dead.
Wow.
She was scary. I mean, I took her out to shows. I had people just like, just look at me and go the other way. Like, are you kidding me? And she could kill me, but she was good. She was a really good snake.
She's afraid of watching snakes at home,
hi.
at home on
Hello.
TV.
I'm not scared of them. You got
No,
it, so
you
I'm
just-
okay. See, if you have it, it's one thing. Manny has it, it's a different, because I know you know what you're doing.
When I called you back to make sure you didn't noose it, is a lot of the ACOs don't know this. When you noose an animal like this and it twists back, you can actually break its neck because it's all a skull, vertebrae, and ribs. And when they pull back, they snap it, and I have to put the animal down.
Yeah.
We've had snakes with broken necks.
Well, I couldn't imagine putting a
You can use
snapper
a
on.
hook.
Because, I mean, that's what we use
Yeah,
as
a
a
hook.
hook. So, like, just kind of
Yeah.
corral it
Yeah,
into
corral
a
it.
crate.
Yeah, but she's opaque, so that's probably why she's a little testy. But her weight is good. She could put on a little more weight,
Yeah.
but her weight is good.
Like Dr. Liz was saying that when she first struck out, she probably thinking that I was throwing food in, because once after that she kind of calmed down more, and she was more like trying to get away from us
Wouldn't
than anything
the
else.
person was feeding this live, which I don't feed live. When you feed them live, they tend to go for anything that moves.
And even then they
They're
say
always
don't
waiting.
feed them in the tank.
Yeah, and that's because every time they're hungry, it's coming along. There it goes.
Yeah.
So I feed dead. So all my snakes are kind of lazy. No kills. They're
Well, they
lazy.
still strangle it. They still
They do. They
grab
wrap
it
around
and
it and
do
do
the
that.
wraparound.
But they don't have scars on it. A lot of times you see scars all over the snake, and that's from fighting with their prey.
I have actually
Which
found-
is cruelty. We shouldn't be doing that.
I've actually found a few larger snakes that they looked like they were chewed.
Yes, it's a rat.
Right, because they probably put a rat
A
in
live
there
rat.
with a
You-
live snake and it killed the snake.
You're going to be taking it in the,
I got
in
a
the
bag.
cage, or
I
you
got
got
a
a
big
bag?
I don't
Okay.
need the pet count. I got a big duffel bag.
Yep.
She'll fit in.
Okay.
I didn't think you had a big snake. Tell you the truth, most people call me up and they say they got a big snake, and it turns out to be a.
Well, that's what we were saying. When I said, well, we're not sure when someone calls and says they have a big snake. To us, a big snake is this.
Yeah.
To other people, a big snake is this.
Yeah, when I saw the carrier, I go, I can get a big snake
That is
carrier
big.
like that.
In New Bedford, this is big.
All right, let's put her back in, and I can go get my duffel bag.
Yes, this is big.
Do you want me to hold her while you get the duffel bag? So
If she falls off the table, she could crack a rib.
Okay.
That's why I don't like her on the table.
All right. You want me,
You can put her on the floor, but
you want me to
I don't know
hold her
what
so
kind
you
of
won't have to go
animals
back
live in
and
this
grab her?
room.
We just
That-
had a turkey in here.
Yeah, let's put the snake in. There's
Okay.
odors in here that are edible.
Yeah.
So, snake is not the brightest thing on the planet, okay? Smells like food, must be food. So, it's safer just to put it back in here than have her do something crazy, like grab somebody's leg, thinking it's a turkey.
Hey, you get some good footage.
Yeah, I gotta put silver cream on that, those wounds. That's okay. She's a
She
good
looks
snake.
amazing. She's in really good body condition. I did a full palpation on her.
Yeah.
Nothing felt abnormal.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty good. She's a good snake.
she's looking good.
Yeah.
Just,
I love my
just
boas.
some shed, and she needs some fluid and stuff
Yeah.
too, because she's been dry for probably about 3 weeks now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
didn't have any water in
Are
there.
you serious?
Yeah.
And that's part of, I think, the shed too.
Yeah.
She didn't have any humidity and stuff. So.
Well, she's not through with her shed yet.
Yeah. Well, she
It's
had
in the process,
right,
so
but I think if they'd had enough humidity in there,
yeah.
it wouldn't
So-
be quite as bad.
Okay. I'll go get my duffel bag.
Okay.
I guess
Duffel bag.
I have a very big duffel bag.
Yeah,
A
that's what you do
Burmese
then.
python came into it. The snake was so big in Dorchester in Boston. We went up to the 3rd floor to get it, and again, I thought it was a little snake. It turns out, she wasn't kidding, it was an 18-foot Burmese this big. Running loose in the apartment. They raised it in the apartment.
Oh my goodness.
It took
they didn't
3
have any
people
children,
to
right?
get it down in the duffel bag.
Now
Because
what?
it was the heavy weight.
Right.
Now what will you do with this?
She's going to go in a cage with another female that was found roaming along, and I'll use it for shows, educational programs.
Awesome. We'll see her at Pet Fest.
Yeah, Pet Fest.
See her at Pet Fest.
I'll see her at Pet. She probably will be at Pet Fest. I won't take her out because I have the birds, the odors, and the dogs being there. It's not a wise thing to bring a big snake around mixed animals.
Tell
you
that to
know.
the people.
No, the people that do bring them,
Yeah.
they should
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Accidents can
down
happen.
at the beach all the time. I get calls like
Are you
that all the time
serious?
that people have their snakes and they got them over their shoulders, and people are calling me with little dogs having a meltdown because they got it loose on the sand. And oh yeah,
You know, all it takes is one incident, one
Yeah.
accident, ugly accident to happen.
Welcome
That's
to New
it.
Bedford.
It's everywhere. It's not just in Bedford. It's everywhere.
yeah.
It's everywhere. So yeah. So I'll probably put. I got a big tank I could transport her for the Pet Fest to put her in, and I'll answer questions on big snakes. Why they don't make good pets for most people.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say they don't make good pets because they do make good pets for the experienced herpiculturist, person who deals with snakes. But they don't make good pets for beginners because you're dealing with a big snake that will overpower, and the beginner doesn't know much about the reaction to these snakes when food is in the room. And you're talking about an animal that can actually hurt a small child. But for people that are experienced that have these big snakes, have them in rooms that are locked where little children can't go in, and the cages are locked, and they're more responsible. So the reason I say they're not a good snake for beginners is because inexperience. If you want to begin with a snake, as a beginner, get a corn snake or something like that. This is the big ball field of playing with big snakes. Boa constrictors can get up to 15 feet. Pythons close to 30.
That's big.
It is, and it will overpower you.
That's very big.
See the back of my hand? Mauled by a retic. Right there.
What was that?
30 years ago, a retic.
What is that? What kind
A
of snake is
reticulated
that?
python's the world's longest and strongest snake, and that was a 6.5 footer.
Because I'm sure the strength behind it, because that's what I was telling him, if she hits you, it's not even just the bite, it's the hit.
It's not
really
the hit. It's not going to break
Isn't
your
it?
bones. Those teeth are designed to hook into flesh.
and hold
So
it.
you know what? It's like having a mouthful of fish hooks. All right, 6 rows of fish hooks with about 10 to 20 hooks on that. If I was to grab you with fish hooks and yank back, they're going to sink all into your flesh.
Yep.
And that's what, and she pulls back, holding on to it, and wraps her victim around the torso.
And
And
suffocates.
every time the animal takes a breath out, it gets tighter and tighter, so it actually dies of suffocation.
Yep.
So that's why I said big snakes for experienced reptile people.
Yeah.
Beginners, no. But this, I gotta say, the gentleman didn't know what he was doing. He just didn't know what he had.
Yeah. And he left it with mom.
But I've seen people with venomous snakes that didn't even know they had a venomous snake.
Oh my goodness.
30 years ago, you could order them through the mail. And I've heard of people ordering a snake as an indigo snake, and it comes back as a cobra. And the reason they knew it was a cobra, they took it out and the snake put it like this. I mean, it's kind of like, it's scary.
No doubt.
And this is why the regulations are the way they are. This is why the laws are the way they are. It's to protect the snake and protect the people from,
Yeah.
wrongdoing. So it's for the animal's sake and for people's sake. So a lot of people say, oh, all these laws are ridiculous. They're not ridiculous.
No. Well, I'm glad we have you.
That's okay. But it is a legal snake. I want them to
Yeah.
understand that it is legal. And if it was a Burmese python, it was legal too.
It's,
You just cannot go across the state line with it. The
It's-
law
it's
now is
unfortunate.
it stays in the state it is in.
it's unfortunate that he left the snake behind and moved out and left it behind. That's
Yeah,
the part
and
that
this
really
was the
stinks.
middle of winter with
Because
no
he should have done
temperature.
the right thing and just either called
Surrender.
yourself someone that could take the snake instead of just leaving it behind.
That's right. And he left it with his mother, who has no idea what to do.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
She was
No?
scared of it. She
Yeah.
was. She was scared of it.
And that's not fair to her.
No.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lizzie Arnett Chin. I'm the veterinarian here at the Buttonwood Park Zoo. So today I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about buying and owning reptiles. So when you guys are thinking about getting a snake, you also want to remember that some snake species, especially boas and pythons, can get very large. So you're going to need to think about the size of animal that you can appropriately take care of, and if you're getting it for your son or daughter who happens to be maybe in middle school, are you going to be able to take care of this animal once they go off to college or move on away from your house? We also want to talk a little bit about their veterinary care. So just like your dogs and cats, they also need to have annual exams with their veterinarians. And you can go ahead and go online and try to find exotic animal veterinarians in your area to take care of them. Their annual exams can include just a typical visual physical exam, palpation, but also blood work as well, just to make sure that everything's going okay with them, and a good review of their husbandry with your veterinarian so that they can help make any changes that might be necessary.
Not that bad. I've seen worse. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead that way.
I am. Oh my God, this is.
I'll hold. There
It's
you go.
too funny. All right, just don't bend her body.
Leslie.
Wow, she's pink. She's almost like a salmon color underneath.
She's a little irritated underneath.
Yeah, she's getting.
Hi, I'm Jessie, and this is Isabella. I adopted her from the MSPCA after she was rescued from an abusive home. She's been through a lot. When I first visited the MSPCA Adoption Center and saw her, safe and warm in her cage in the dog room, my heart melted. It was there that I learned about her story. When Isabella's original family took her to the veterinarian, they realized that she was living in a dangerous environment and encouraged the family to turn her over to the MSPCA. It was only because of the dedicated vets at the Angel Animal Medical Center that Isabella had a chance to find a loving forever home. And I knew immediately that that home would be with me. Call me biased, but now that she is home, I think she's the greatest dog in the world, and I'm so grateful to the MSPCA. I want to help them in every way I can, and I know that you feel the same way. So please join me and Isabella in supporting the great work of the MSPCA.
Okay, all right, yep, all right. Where the little, on the left side, where there's the pond. Okay, so, and you're definitely sure that the squirrel's in there? We just received a call, as you heard, down on Brock Avenue, the Victory Park Senior Center, like Woman House, I should say. The squirrel got in last night while they were there, and it's still there. And according to them, they hadn't gone out. So we'll go by then, see if we can get them out. Sorry.
That's not right. You just scared me. I've been standing up here all day. And what's he doing?
This is good stuff. He said you probably wouldn't want to be on TV.
No,
I said,
I do
yep,
not
sure.
want to be on TV.
Did you see it run out the door at all?
You know what? Maybe. I don't know.
She's like, screw you, I'm out of here.
I've been like this ever since the morning and looking at
Really?
that door.
It's a squirrel. It won't do no harm.
We have kids in here.
I know.
Now, the alarm. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to.
Now, was it set last night?
No.
Because of the squirrel?
Yeah, I didn't want to
I do have a trap, so what I'll do is
Just leave it, and then
I will,
I'll come back
I will.
tomorrow. I have programmed.
Now, do you have anything tonight?
No.
No, okay. He should be fine if he does go in there tonight.
Okay.
I mean, I know you said in the wood, but he could have been like overnight. He could have gone anywhere.
It could be
Did you see any? How about where's the food? Any crackers? Anything that you seen chewed up? Like no?
You have to open up a cabinet.
Because sometimes you would see like.
No, trash is empty. Nothing in there. And this is our food. How would he get in here?
What was this door open?
Yeah. But how would he get inside?
Yeah. Yeah, you've seen crackers all cut up and stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
The other thing I can do
It's too soon.
is leave like a cracker out.
Good, get it. But are you gonna have a trap?
Yeah, I have the trap in the car. I'll go get that.
Okay.
I got a feeling you might have gotten out.
Well, they said, I wasn't here when this happened, they said they saw him last night just before they closed up. And he was over there in that corner on top of the hula hoops. And that, when somebody went, ah, and he went flying into that corner. And they looked for a little while. I'm not clear whether the door was open or not, but they stayed a little while and looked. And never saw him. But then Bernadette came today to check and still didn't see him. Maybe he did get out.
Yeah, well, I left that little piece there, and then I set the trap like that, so. Yep.
But well, I guarantee there's more mallard families over in those rushes over there. And the next couple of days, that's what our kids love to come here because of it. Ah, see, that's the first ones I've seen this year. All the girls are gone, and they hide in the bushes and have their babies. So you're the first one that's seen them. Those are more than a day old too.
We've actually had, on Monday, we had mother and ducklings go through, and they've fallen in the drainage next to Bedford High School.
Oh no.
And where, because mom's walking by and the babies fit through the drain holes and they fall through. So we had the same thing on Sunday morning.
Did you rescue them?
Hawthorne. Yes, we did. The ones we got out of the storage drain, one kid actually grabbed one and took it home. And this younger kid, 18, 19-year-old, told us exactly where the kid was. He's like, you shouldn't have done that, I play basketball here. I love this neighborhood, and this is where the person lives. So we went over there, and they're just as we're knocking on the front door. I told Charlotte, the other person, I said, check the back door just in case they're putting it outside. Yep, they were throwing it outside to say, oh, I don't have it, and we caught him on the back, baby duck. So we grabbed that baby duck and put it back with the mom and released it, and that was the whole thing. Is we had to keep mom in the bushes because she only had one. The other 7 had fallen through the grates, and then he had one. So we actually put them all together, and then we got mom together, and she went across the street, Hathaway Boulevard, went into the woods, and with all her babies.
And now that we saw the first mallard family, we'll be looking over the next couple of days. They'll all be hanging around there.
What they should do is dig this out.
This pond is extremely controversial. Some people want to do just as you say.
And someone's leave it because it's.
Other people say you can't. Now that, however the stuff got here, natural or not, it's here, and now it's a conservation issue. Our kids that come here want to know why they can't swim in this pond, and
Well, it's just like.
we make a lesson in water quality out of that.
It's just like the same thing with Buttonwood Park. We at one time did a story about Buttonwood Park, and we seen the pictures of how many people used to skate on the park.
Yeah.
And now, and here too, they used to skate here, and now it's not used for that anymore. So we actually lost 2 great skating.
Well, if you go to the kiosk over there, you will see black and white photographs from the early 60s, and there are people skating in those pictures. I
Wow.
used to skate here myself. I grew up skating here.
And then slowly, just because of all the stuff in the water and all the, nasty pollutions in the water, this water doesn't freeze as well as it used to because of all the pollutant.
Right.
Now, there's fish in here.
Yes, yes. These are, we've been told that they're largemouth bass. I've never keyed them out, but you can see their nests are perfectly round. They're probably, what, a foot in diameter. And the mother fish swims constantly around the edges.
So where this one is right here, that's a nest.
Yes, and that over
And where
there,
that one is right there is a nest.
Yes. And
Central to 14.
on the other side,
Right there, you see?
On top of the water?
The fish is there, underneath is the nest. See, same thing on that one there.
there's a fish right there.
There's a fish there. Underneath it goes like a little hole. That's a nest. And the other one has the same thing, a little hole. That's a nest.
If you'd
And
like,
there's another one there, another one there. Wow, I can't believe how many fish is here.
over there where that police car is, where those two openings are, it's much easier to see them than it is here. And the nests are much more perfectly round and much more delineated. Over here you have all this dead leaves and stuff that makes it harder for you to see them. But usually when you approach, they circle like this the entire time on the edges of the nest. And we've been told that they're largemouth bass and that they have eggs at the bottom of those nests. So people do fish here for them. I hope they're not trying to make them edible because this water is very polluted. Doesn't circulate. This is an artificial pond.
So being an artificial pond, how does the fish get here?
I know how they got here. So there's a little girl who's now not a little girl. Many years ago, she lives on Brock Avenue, and one day, this is my walking route because I live nearby, and I saw her up in the corner over there by that big tree, but near the pond with a big bucket. And I said, "What are you doing here at this hour of the morning?" And she said, "Well, me and my father go fishing at Buttonwood Park. Well, I want to come fishing here, but there's no fish. So I went up there. Me and my father got some fish, and I'm putting them in here." And that was about 12 or 13 years ago. And sure enough, so that kid brought these fish here, and they have
Wow.
lived here ever since.
So you guys were fishing on the other side earlier?
Yep.
And I never knew there was even fish in this pond. What do you do with it?
You just put them back.
So you just catch, find and release?
We couldn't believe that there was fish, and there's fish of pretty high caliber in here now. From what we've been told, it's been a circus ground.
Oh.
Way back in like the 30s, they said the circus used to come down here, and then they would fill it up with water for the winter for people to skate on it. But life finds a way.
How long have you been fishing?
Probably came here since the last full moon, and it's been pretty steady.
Wow.
Like for something that wasn't supposed to be a pond, has eventually Mother Nature.
Do you live close by?
Yeah, right down the street,
Right down.
which we love it because we're more freshwater
Yeah.
than saltwater fishing. So to teach a kid the aspects about, like when you go out in the wild, to police your trash, to we don't have many
Pick up after
things.
yourself,
Yeah.
because this is
This is a gem. This
Yep.
is a gem, and just a walk down here is very peaceful. It's quite the place. Yeah, she's
You
the
like it?
fisherman today.
You enjoy it? You see the little duckies? Did you see the duckies? They're new. And you see the fishies? Awesome. Well, thanks so much. Enjoy your day, okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great one, guys.
You too. Again, another gem, like you said, you know, I've lived here all my life and didn't know there was even fish existed in this little area.